Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Shocking reason why Abuja High Court judge told Nnamdi Kanu not to wear his Fendi clothes again. Shocking reason why Abuja High Court judge told Nnamdi Kanu not to wear his Fendi clothes again. To my dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, stay tuned as I read today's news. Justice Binta Onyako, the presiding judge of an Abuja High Court, has ordered the Department of State Services (DSS) to allow Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, to change his clothes. The planned rearrangement of Kanu on an amended terrorism charge was stalled on Tuesday before a federal high court in Abuja. However, at the court session on Tuesday, Mike Ozekome, Kanu's lead counsel, complained that his client is still being subjected to poor treatment in DSS custody. Justice Onyako had earlier directed the DSS to allow the IPOB leader to have a part whenever he wants to, change his clothes, eat properly, and practice his faith. But Ozekome said Kanu is still being kept in solitary confinement and that any other detainee who greets him is also kept in solitary confinement. Onyako, who responded to Ozekome's plea, reminded the defendant that a detention facility is not a five-star hotel. She, however, reiterated a previous order that the IPOB leader should be allowed the maximum comfort possible, including changing his Fendi outfit, with which he was brought back into the country in June 2021. I don't want to see him in this clothes again. This one is almost off-white. Also, make sure that you allow him to exercise, Onyako added. Reports from Abuja says that operatives of the Department of State Services and members of the Nigerian police force have once again engaged in a show of force by harassing and pursuing journalists who assembled at the Federal High Court to cover the court proceedings of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. According to the Punch, members of the security operatives have always harassed and pursued journalists, preventing them from covering the proceedings of Nnamdi Kanu in the past. Senior advocates of Nigeria like Mike Ozekome, the Nigerian Bar Association, and socio-cultural groups such as the Ohanize and Afenifere had also berated the operatives for preventing journalists from exercising their civic rights. Meanwhile, the lead counsel to Nnamdi Kanu and indigenous people of Biafra, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, has tackled the federal government over the 15 fresh charges filed against the detained leader of IPOB. He made this known in an update on Monday evening after visiting the IPOB's leader ahead of the resumption of his trial on Tuesday. The Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, in the amended application filed before a federal high court, Abuja, presided over by Justice Binta Nyako, increased the count from 7 to 15 counts. The IPOB leader, who has been facing a 7-count treasonable felony charge, is expected to enter his fresh plea to the fresh charges on January 18th, when the matter will be coming up for hearing. The lawyer described the fresh charges as a joke, adding that federal government intended to delay justice with them. Justice Binta Nyako, the presiding judge of an Abuja High Court, has ordered the Department of State Services (DSS) to allow Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB), to change his clothes. The planned rearrangement of Kanu on an amended terrorism charge was stalled on Tuesday before a federal high court in Abuja. However, at the court session on Tuesday, Mike Ozekume, Kanu's lead counsel, complained that his client is still being subjected to poor treatment in DSS custody. Justice Nyako had earlier directed the DSS to allow the IPOB leader to have a bath whenever he wants to, change his clothes, eat properly, and practice his faith. But Ozekume said Kanu is still being kept in solitary confinement and that any other detainee who greets him is also kept in solitary confinement. To my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by at the comment section and let's know what your view is all about today's news. Thank you for listening.